This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski,
featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
It's going to be very interesting to see not only who, if he goes down, who else goes down with him, or whose dirty deeds end up coming to the surface by cutting a deal with investigators to testify against Diddy. Do you think we're going to see a lot of that?
Yes, I do. I think we're going to see, lower echelon people not come forward. They're going to be forced into it because they're going to be looking at so many years. That's the other reason why RICO has such teeth, not only because it's so expansive, but also because the sentencing guidelines are so high, and people are going to be looking at years and years behind bars, and that's why they're going to come forward. The other thing, Tony, is unfortunately, I think we're going to see a lot of victims and really the devilish deeds where they were victimized by Diddy potentially, and that's going to be sad to see.
Of course. I mean, the fact that he made that apology video and basically admitted to everything that he'd been denying, saying this is all not true. These are people out to get money. I love it, everybody, and blah, 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 blah. He flat out admitted to all of it, the Cassie video at least. But what Cassie testified to in that video is very similar to what many other people have testified to. Very similar in types of the actions of the behavior. A lot of stomping on women. A lot of the sex stuff that he was into. Others have the same accounts of all that. To me, it feels like it brings a lot more validity to all of the accusations against him. And you got to kind of take each one and evaluate it, because someone in that spotlight will get false accusations against them regardless. But when they all kind of have the same pattern and the same stuff over and over and over, and they're all individual, you just said, I did it. I was at a really dark place in that part of my life. Really kind of says you did all these, doesn't it?
It doesn't. And I tell you, I don't know whether that was, I believe it was something he decided to do on his own and was not listening to his legal counsel.
Yeah.
Because it was a huge mistake, in my opinion, because now you've basically, as you said, admitted to something that you had vehemently denied. So that makes all your other denials, I believe, invalid. And it validates the truthfulness of this sort of actions. I mean, obviously, we knew from the video that's irrefutable, but then to have him now, basically now he's saying, I'm a big fat liar too.
Well, the video the video is irrefutable, but also, and I've said this many times this week, we also had in the 90s or early 2000s a video of R. Kelly raping a 14-year-old in front of his Soul Train Awards in his house. And everyone's like, he's got some good songs. Let's give him a pass. So the video only, holds up so much weight, I think. But he didn't do an apology like this. And that's what the big difference here that I'm glad he did it, because I think it's going to damn Diddy more. But I think it was not a wise move if he wanted to maintain any sort of freedom here.
Yeah, you need to keep your mouth shut. He didn't.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, how it came off to me was, I am so upset I got caught.
Yeah. Not a tear was shed in that video. It was, and therapy and rehab. I'm sorry, it's not going to fix someone who has a penchant for abusing women physically and mentally. That's just not going to go away like that.
Yeah, I agree. He's in big trouble. Look for this to take some time, though, Tony. It's not going to be a month or two. It's going to be far outside of that, but it's coming.
Is he a risk for flight or even, suicide? I mean, should they be considering that a little bit as they take their time before arresting him?
I don't think there's a chance at suicide. I say that because I truly think from what I have seen, from his actions, he seems like a true narcissist, right? Everybody has some narcissistic qualities, but it's a big deal. I'm not a clinician. I'm not a doctor, but just from my experience in dealing with people, that commit crimes over the years, there are some people that just fall into that category.
Yeah.
And I think because he falls into that category, just in my opinion, that he will not kill himself. Is he a flight risk? If I were him, I would be fleeing. I would be trying to figure out some way. Look, the guy has billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's strapped for money. And he has a lot of conniving and smart street people behind him. He's smart. I think he could try to work out something. I mean, there are some countries that we don't have extradition with. He might not love being there, but there's opportunity. I would do it. I don't know if he will.
I would guess they're watching him. And anywhere he goes, there's probably somebody keeping an eye on him. And I would think would be there to stop him. If we can stop Donna Adelson before trying to go to Vietnam, I would think they're keeping an eye on Diddy in case he tries to do something similar.
I would say a loose eye. I think that they think he can beat the charges, and that's why he's not worried about running.
Yeah.
That he'll put together a strong defense team with amazing attorneys and that he'll be able to get off. And I think for that reason, generally speaking, I think law enforcement, the prosecution team doesn't think he'll make a run for it. And that could be very right. I'm just saying, knowing the charges that I think he's going to be facing, he should run.
He's got no future. No, it's going to be literally behind bars, bad boy for life if he does not get away, on his own fruition. But I hope he does not, and I hope he faces the music for everything that he did. We'll have to keep watching.
Yeah, and I want to say really quick, listen, I haven't seen all the evidence. Obviously, we've seen a lot of evidence, though, of his wrongdoing. I mean, it's out there. I post very sporadically on Twitter because I don't want my Twitter feed to look like a sex feed. I mean, that's how bad it is. It's just so disgusting.
Yes.
And the children and just everybody involved, but it's all out there. Not all of it, a lot of it is out there. And if you have read these affidavits, and these people are going to be testifying, and I think they have corroborative information, it's ugly. So that's what I'm basing my preliminary opinion on.
Want to listen ad-free? Want advanced access to all of our interviews before anyone else?
Become a True Crime Today Premium Plus subscriber on Apple Podcasts.
You get every episode commercial-free.
So you can binge on true crime
until you can binge no more.
Search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts now, or go to our podcast page and sign up now.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast next.